Thank the Lord. I was hearing that on my video made it over to True Dirt of Men and Mice. Well, it's unfortunate that people still sit around and try to justify their behavior or try to justify a contrary lifestyle or a doctrine that contradicts the Most High God word. I encourage the people to sit back and use enough wisdom and understanding to be willing to get away from anything not like the Most High God. You know, some might say, well, why he take time to talk about them and what they do? They brought that on themselves. I haven't been bothering nobody, nothing but a false prophet. The only time anybody kick up against what I teach and preach because they false. You teaching truth, you'll be saying, man, to what I'm teaching. Isn't that right? But I asked the people that sat there and that listened and examined, they sent the video around. I'm hearing this circulating. People ain't crazy. Everybody ain't stupid now. But the thing is, though, you can't keep sending nothing wrong. I had an opportunity to ask somebody. I said, let me ask you something. I said, if I told you that I was at a church and we had a deacon in our church and he had been sleeping around on his wife and my bishop sat him down and he a regular deacon, would you tell me my church was false? They said, yeah. I said, everybody at your church would tell me that. Now, how you going to sit in your church? You know how many people have gotten up and left these churches and these chicken at the end of it? All of them chicken at the end of it. Ain't no church. Ain't no house of no worship. House of worship, you wouldn't have that foolishness going on. He said the gates of hell won't prevail against the church. I don't know how we'll ever even have a meeting in here about what we're going to do with some sissies. That can't even happen in God's church. What we going to do with some lying, crooked preachers. At that point, either we ain't God's church or his word is wrong. But, you know what's sad about the whole thing? They're just kind of sitting back, kind of thinking about it. And, you know, I had the opportunity to rip these people apart at random and at will. And these people sat around there still going to sit in this hellhole and still not sat down and consider your soul on the line. You know, when I look in my church and I can see I have a supposed ordained elder, Gregory Allen, that not only slept with Chris Barkley's wife while they were married and he was married, but this man also slept with the bishop's daughter, granddaughter, who was 14 years old at the time. These people, they're not going to say, you know what they're going to say? He talking about some stuff happened 20 years ago. Is that justification? To make him an elder? Not to mention, he slept with his own cousin, his wife's cousin. Stayed at their house. I think they said the girl name was Rissy. Stayed there, she was a minor. One of his own relatives said they asked the girl. She said, yes, I've been having sex with him. You know what they're going to do about it? Nothing. That's what they're going to do. You told the truth. That's what they're going to do. They're going to pray about it. Who going to hell? And we can't forget, I'm going to hell because I teach the Sabbath, which not one of them been able to show Bible to contradict. You got gays in your choir, fornicators on your instrument and homosexual. You got lying, no good, sleeping around preachers that have defrauded people as elders, and you paid to keep them from going to jail, and you keep them up. And who going to hell is all I want to know. Who going to hell in each? Who else going to hell? How do you open your mouth? Some people in here are familiar with these churches, so-called True Church of God in Christ, founded by Bishop W.F. Lucas. They can get hot when they want to. They know his life wasn't clean either. But nobody wants to talk about it because people just rather hide their head in a shell and don't want to address it. Now, these people can come along and can show, well, I've been living flimsy and false, and they got stuff on me. I'm not qualified to carry my position. Because you can't make a man an elder unless he be blameless. Got to be blameless. Children can't be accused of right or unruly. How am I going to be an elder and I got a gay son? If that ain't unruly, I don't know what unruly is. I mean, the whole world is going backward. Great. You know, and I say this to tell the people, I pray that this church will never turn a deaf ear to what's true. Don't ever sit around and allow yourself to just compromise and go along with anything and everything. You know, convince the parents of this minor girl you slept with that hide your daughter, don't come out with it, don't address it. You think I'm finna take my 14-year-old daughter that a minister been sleeping with, we finna bring it to the table. You're going to take him down, I'm going to shoot him down, your choice. And I don't want to see him back on the property. These people are child molester, Leon Bridges, and I brought his name up before. Why would it even be circulated this church, a brother him, hypothetically said the white were molesting kids of him, hypothetically. And then we're going to come back to the church saying the white need to know we want to find out who going to sign on the white bond. Would that even be a concern or an issue to the church? But you know why these people can sit around and have these conversations? Because he already know these people ain't clean. Ain't none of them in no position. Why would a child molester show their face back up to tell you I just came to bring my daughter and my wife here, and I know I've been here and I molested these kids? You know why they can show their face back up? After all, you ain't got a clean preacher in your organization. Who in position to condemn him? Then they teaching out here now, let the wheat and tare grow together. Ain't that beautiful, church? But when a man got up and preached about them and his son sitting here playing the guitar, who done bared 2 kids out of wedlock by one of the deacons in the church daughter. When he talked about these homosexuals, you guys sitting here in this church prancing around like they got the spirit. When he talked about elders in the church daughter wearing short dress or high heel shoes like whore, they put him out as soon as before he even finished preaching. How did that work? Why they ain't let that wheat stay there? Keep the sissy, keep the adulterers, and keep the liars, and keep the crooks. Tell me the world ain't in a mess. I tell you what, I told these folks, I don't even know why they would even open their mouth and send me a video. Why do these people do this? Why won't these people, and you know what's sad? How did you convince yourself that you still a church and that you supposedly some saved people when you sit here looking at this stuff going on, you know it contradicts God's word? I pray the Most High God, our mind never get turned like that. You can't get nobody clean in these places. The truth be told, it's just sad. It's deplorable. And the sad part, the kids sat there and watch it. That's why their homosexuality can come out and run rampant. Who in position to say something about it? Just a bunch of unclean livers. Adulterous minister. How do you sit in this kind of stuff and justify yourself? Minors being molested by grown men married and supposedly had an abortion. Of course, they'll run and they'll cover that up too. That's the best way to cover it up and be saved. Take your daughter, get her an abortion, and y'all cover it up after the preacher done knocked her up. And then tell you, hey, because it's going to run your family too and get out now. You run your mouth, they're going to be looking at you about your daughter. Why would you know what though, why they can do that? Because that's the same mentality they had with Eddie Long. Who were the people at wrong? Never Eddie Long. It was the kids. Y'all don't know what's in them boys' mind. Those boys not Indian, not innocent. You know the key word is boys. No man got no justification with sleeping no kids. I don't care when you did it. If I find out I got any brothers in here, you've been a previous, past child molester, I just got to get you out of here. I'd rather you not be him. Whatever the Lord see fit to do with you, he's going to do it somewhere else. We can't keep him. I got too many babies in him. I got too many kids in him. Whatever the Lord see fit to do with you, he's going to do it on another piece of property. We can't keep you here. Isn't that right? I'm not going to compromise the sanctity of these kids and their virginity based off of some old, rotten, nasty, no good, sorry, trash. Why aren't he sleeping with? And what kind of woman stay with a man that's been penetrating boys? From Vanessa Long to Bridget White. What kind of sick woman lays with a man when you know he's gay? If anybody know a man gay, it's his wife. It's his wife. A wife know if her husband gay. She might refuse to acknowledge it. She ain't no fool. She know if her husband gay. Yet these people sat right there and will not move. It's just sad. It's just sad that people sat here in these church. And you know, it's so bad. The whole church in turmoil, but they're going to convince them to stay there and don't move because of Bishop Lucas. That's a good reason to go to hell because of some man name other than you try to be standing on what the Lord Jesus said. What I say ain't worth a hill of beans if it don't line up with the Bible. I will hope nobody here will be dumb and stupid enough to stay with something I die and leave him for the sake of my name. You don't owe me nothing. You don't owe my family nothing. You owe yourself to make sure you're saved. Now let's deal with one more of them. I told you folks I'm going to peel them apart. Elder Robinson. Now he's an older man now with Alzheimer's. He's no doubt dying and going on. It's going to affect a lot of them. But they know about it. They know about this man used to sleep around with members in their church. He only took the church over from Elder Henderson, who had it first. They church down in Thomaston, Georgia. They say he used to get with him about riding around with the sisters sitting up under him in the car too close. He'd be spending the night at the church. Don't come. Sure was spending the night at the church. Elder Robinson, they said her stated out last name was Harris, I'm correct, came to the bishop and told Bishop Lucas about she had been sleeping with Elder Emmett Robinson. And he told her he was going to marry her. And Bishop Lucas told him he couldn't make him marry. You know what they're going to say? Was I the bishop then? I'm a preacher. I'm a member. If I know that junk going on, I ain't staying there. That lady gone on, left that church, went out in the world and died. Well, let's be truthful. She was in the world when she was in the church. Let me see. If I'm having sex, hypothetically, with Sister Heloise I'm sitting right here, I'm going to make Heloise going out in the world, or she in the world while I've been sleeping with him? So let's change that, because I actually was an oxymoron in making that statement, saying she's going out in the world. She was in the world when she was in the church. That lady died and gone on. You know how many people, why I talk about these people, why I make it plain? They can take it how they want to take it. Get up and tell them I'm a liar. Get up and say, the people told me this stuff from y'all church. They know I ain't lying. Make a video, say I'm lying, and say if it's true, you ought to go to hell. I say this, if I'm lying on them, and I know I'm lying, I ought to go to hell, church. Is that not fair? Do I have the right to get up here and just morally slam these people and make these statements if it didn't come up to be true at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses? Do I have the right to do that? I don't have no witness. I don't know. I just make it up because I don't like them. I ought to go to hell. Now, why won't you get up and say if you didn't know nothing about it, Oprie Jeffries? You ought to go to hell. Get up and say it. All they got to do is get up and say they don't know nothing about it. But these people can keep a blind eye to these behavior, because you know what? Every one of the apostolic churches, everyone connected to them, every one of them false. Every one of them false. Because they all got rottenism going on in it. And you know the sad part is, the leadership knows about it. Because it ain't about the people's soul. See, once you dance with the devil, you can't never get off the floor. Once you sell out with them people, all you're going to do is keep covering. And you know what the thing is? That place ain't going to get no better. The only thing they done is gotten worse. Now, they did out here made a statement, and I do need to get up and I need to clarify some stuff to the church that I did keep secret from the church. And I will not be fair, Brandon. Hold the music. I need to explain. I don't know what he been playing on that. Brandon, what have you been playing right up here? He been doing it. I'm like, what is he doing? Yeah. But I wound up keeping some stuff secret from the church. And I should have revealed it to you all before, but one time, my wife had left me, and I had never told the church that before. This is all new information. I've never gotten up one time, I never made that statement that my wife left. Y'all had never heard that before, have y'all? Y'all heard that before? Hold on, I can't hear y'all. Make sure y'all put the camera on these folks. Let's make sure. Chris, I ain't never heard that. Where that came from? Come here, baby. My wife ain't never left me because I was beating on her, sleeping around with another man or another woman. My wife had a miscarriage. My wife went into depression behind that. And my wife did. This the first time I ever told the church that? Wow. That's a scandal we got to get on for. I told some of these people, and I want to be known truthfully, because if I'm hiding something that I can't come clean, I ought to go to hell with these people right here. They're my wife right here. You left me because I was sleeping around with men? Women? No. Molesting kids? No. Oh, come on, baby. Do what you do now. Oh, no. It's the Sabbath. Ho, what you got now? You know, you gonna bring the wrong out now. Stop it. Stop it like it's hot. Stop it. That's a very true statement. But I can say that right here clean. Ain't no woman, no man, no boy, no girl, no squirrel, no gnat, and nothing else gonna come clean with nothing about me out with no other woman, sleeping with no other woman, having no dates with no woman, and no kiss, not even kissing another woman. Ain't happening. I've been living clean. Even when I came out with them hypocrites. And the only thing I ever stood on is the Most High God word. Yeah. Any folk that been here and said this church been from beginning and going, have we dropped the standard? No. All we did, we got tighter. Go look in their churches. Their dresses got shorter. Their heels got higher. Y'all sister can't come in here like that. I tell y'all all my inner legs and thighs, I tell them they got to go in the grease. Otherwise, you got to cover them up. Let's just keep it clean. I ain't dropping no stunner to get no member. What member I dropped the stunner, cut a deal with to get and keep? These people ain't even no position. You know the sad part, they see their video, because some of them should be watching that. I asked them to. Cause I can lay it all on the line. Can your pastor do it? Oprie Jeffries, you know what they teach their member to scam up? If you leave that church, you'll pull out, you can't be saved. That's their teaching. You leave the true church, you can't be saved. Ask Oprie Jeffries to tell you how he left there years ago. Ask to tell how he left there and played dumb, telling he didn't know the man he was following left. Let me see a preacher get up, get you, and y'all shoot out of here and y'all going somewhere, you ain't coming back on here. I ain't know we were left, because all you been doing is telling lies for years. These folks hadn't done nothing but told lies for years. You go ahead on, boo. I know you can't hardly take it. That young girl can't hardly take it. But let me tell you something. And I move on from it. All I ask these people to do, from any of them, Geno Jennings, First Dirt, all the rest of them, True Dirt, all these folks, just be truthful about it. Let's sit down and deal with what's real issue, because your lies just feel. I just going back through my emails, just Geno Jennings. Folks that done sent me, and you know the sad part is, this is what get me with all these people. I name names of these people. So it ain't hard to verify from lying. I name names for these people. These folks are sitting in church. Look at these folks. Cole and Carol. Is that a name we know? We can talk to Cole and Carol. I mean, he says a government name. That's right. I'm just saying, I'm naming out people from every one of these, I read letters. These folks looking at these people in the church and just realizing, this man made statements about you saying you slept with, you had. We need to be addressing this, especially you sit up here in leadership. We finally, what is the hope? Why would these people think they say, all of these people left, and I understand how these people felt, because I left Baptist, left somewhere I loved while I was comfortable. And you get to somewhere else, and the same mess you left is more dominant in where you just went to. Why ain't somebody waking up saying, how are we saved? God got to come down and fix it. But any good Baptist, any good Methodist, any good Jehovah's Witness come and say, we got some stuff going on in our church, but God got to come in and fix it. You know what they're going to tell them? You're going to go to hell. God give you enough common sense to sit down and see something wrong. Why would you still sit there? Why would you sit in a burning house, it burn up, saying, God got to come put the fire out? Because you know what? This is part of the manipulation of every one of these movements. You sit here, you know what's going on. The whole church is divided. Where is God? God not the author of confusion, but of peace in all the church. Let me see. We're going to keep the gays. We're going to keep the fornicator. But we're going to get rid of the preacher that got up and said it's wrong. It ain't got no business going on. God got to be in there. I don't care what nobody say. It makes sense. That's got to be true dirt. How do people get up and applaud and go on with it? If this don't tell you that's a sick mind, I don't know what sick is. The reason why I say that, because I pray and I know in my heart of heart, there's nobody sitting in one of these places that's not of an honest heart and a serious mind to be saved, that's sitting on their own recognizance. You ain't going to do it. Because I know what I did when I heard and it was identified. That got that. He wouldn't let me say. He wouldn't let me. Listen. God, true derpiters. They said, well, really, it's scary. It's scary. Irvin Brown is not exempt, because he pulled that crying act junk. Oh, like my daddy. Oh, and his members know he a liar. That's what got me mad. They know he lying to them. They know he manipulating them. They can verify what I'm telling them. How did you pay $735,000 for a $725,000 church? Because the man offered more money. He brought his cousin in so he can get commission off of the sale, and these dumb folks still sitting there. My pastor, I'm going to make money off a deal the church spending money on. Same man was fine with his cousin sitting right there, Vicky. Play like she shouting. You know the spirit got to be him. Hypothetically, sister run and go to shout, and her son start picking up chairs, throwing it at him. Yeah, that's the slinging chairs through the church. What kind of, if you don't know you going to hell, what else you need? Vicky Brown, she shouting, dread about to pop, all her booty about to fall out. And your son start throwing chairs. You know what's sad about this? It ain't even funny. It's sad. How does the spirit move and get her son to start throwing chairs? And then start calling the folk to try to stop him. Get back, nigga. Same spirit move on a woman that I got him corrected for because she decided a 40-something-year-old woman at the time brings a penis eraser. An eraser made out of a man's penis and plays with the sisters with it. When I corrected, who got in trouble? I did. It's obvious to see who had the devil's spirit. It had to be me. What's wrong with an eraser penis? Same man sat right here and kept this woman in his church that he done went to and confronted in his choir, favored, and knew this woman had been brought to him and told she was trying to have sex with a guy on her job. And she was in the choir. When he asked her, you know what he said she told him? Yes, I had thought about doing it. And he left her in the choir. I wish one of y'all would tell me so that you won't operate in here and you think about having sex with something. I guarantee you won't sing in this church. You might want to get your behind kicked out of him. Came back to the person that took her to the pastor, told the pastor on it, and told him. I went on ahead and did it. He left her sitting right there singing. My soul just couldn't be converted until I found the Lord. When did you find it? You know who I blame behind this stuff? The leadership. The leadership. Because the leadership, he is a man known and notorious. He will cut a deal. When you get a sis in your church and can come to your church with a bandana and some clogs on, wearing around and playing your key, because you know what? The sister got money. Marvette, they all know it. Some of the members said, they know Marvette home. No good with he said he ain't gay. They know that, but the members know he gay. And you know, they try to sit around. Nobody want to say nothing. Because you know what? Anytime Irvin Bryant can make some money, make no mistake, he going to cut a deal. But you know what? That's why all their churches just dwindling down little by little. Because they ain't going to stand up. And you know what the sad part is? They got members sitting in their church that know ain't lying. They got members in their church know for a fact that man will sat there and look you right in the face and tell you a lie. I asked that man to his face publicly, did he know anything about Elder Emmett Robinson sleeping around? He told me my face he never heard it until we left. And until his wife came down to tell him that something was going on at the true church and asked him, did he know anything about it? A preacher or some supposed been sleeping around. He said, I don't know nothing about no preacher supposed to be sleeping around. Unless it's Elder Robinson. I just looked at him. Said, you don't remember what you said, huh? I just watched him. Because as long as he was there, he'll cover right up with him. That's why I drug him right into it with him. Because he just did crooked and rotten at the rest of them. Put that monkey, greasy look on and tell lies and carry all them people sitting at church right the hell with him. And the people sitting there ain't got no better sense. Now, I just begun to fight. I want to stir them up. Because I'll be honest with y'all, if they got something that can expose me, they ought to go to hell if they don't try to put it out here. They shouldn't let y'all people sit in here blind. I'm trying to help them people and tell them what, now when they remember look at these videos and see it, they got a choice. Either you go to the man, you confront him and tell him, I need to know about it. Don't give me no time I know you wasn't no bishop. You're behind in here, you want the leader that cut the deal. I need to know why you cut a deal. I didn't know why I'm sitting here following some unclean preachers. But you know what people gonna do? Just pray about it. Let the Lord work. Won't you tell that them people in the Baptist church, everybody you call out on radio, won't you let the Lord handle their churches? Won't you tell everybody in them fall church come to your church and tell you they coming up? Tell them, go back to your church. Let the Lord handle it. Because they're not going to do that. As long as they can make money, bring in on them strip tee looking junk they done dropped in now, they know good where to stand to drop that. The whole place is just flimsy. It's just flimsy. Now, I told them, I don't know why they called my name, but I'm coming for Bell. I'm hunting for Bell. You over there, the true dirt of men and might, I'm coming for Bell. And I mean to cause y'all problem. I'm going to cause havoc in your church. And the only reason why they ain't going to go in the dress at one ain't because they scared. I guarantee I know who they hate. But before you hate me, won't you be a man? Won't you be a woman to go ask your pastor about it? Won't you call for a meeting in your church and find out? Ask them about these lies. Ask them how they went told Grady Davenport was stealing money by one of the mothers before it happened. They mother Adam told me she told the man he was stealing. Said when we were praying, said she told the pastor. Told Irvin Bryant that while we were praying, my eye was closed. Said he was going in the basket getting money. Now if that ain't a two-bit nigga, not nigga, king, that's a nigga. Nigger. You are still while we praying? As long as Irvin Brown, we were there, he can cut a deal. As long as he can get by just like he's doing with their church right there, he's going to continue to get a deal and cut a deal with them folks. And you know the sad part is, they're cutting a deal on these folks going to hell. And none of these folks looking at, how are you going to be saved when your preacher is not clean? No way you can be saved. You know what they're going to tell them? That boy teaching false doctrine. He teaching Sabbath day. I got Bible. Show me where you got Sunday worship. Show me my homosexual preachers, my adulterous preachers. Show me my lying preachers. Show me my preachers I got to bail out of jail, finna go to jail because they done messed up people's houses. Man, beat his own aunt, Gary Battle, beat his own aunt out of 90-something-year-old woman out of money to redo her house. Just rotten crooks. All of them just crooked. None of them clean. You know what's sad about them? They ain't got to clean the preacher. Not one of them. If they ain't even in the scandal, you know what don't make them clean? The fact that you sat there and go along with it. How you going to be clean? That's sad. The preacher that sat there and know about it, you just a danger to me, the one that been involved. Lawson knows about a lot of this stuff. He dead and gone. Do not try to act like Lawson innocent, and don't act like Lucas innocent. Because Lucas was innocent. He'd have never put his brother Elder Zed up as no minister, and he was married to a woman with a living husband. Y'all, mother, how many times you ever heard Bishop Lucas say something about one husband one time? But what you think, 2 times, mother? So you saying like 5 times? What you probably 6 at max? Y'all see it? He probably about 6 times. Pretty much every time he preached, he talked about one husband, one wife. How did he let his own brother sit up in that church and his brother had a living wife? Had a wife with a living husband. You know the danger part about that? The people that die under that ministry, the people that sitting down, how you not going to go to hell? How you not going to go to hell? This is what you're going to say. I didn't know. So everybody, Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, that didn't know, they ain't going to hell. Is that a qualification? The only way you go to hell is if you knew. It scared me. It scared me for the fact that if this church ever do some stuff like that, true, and all be told, we all ought to burn in hell.
That's right.
We ought to burn in hell. You don't sit here and you know the stuff wrong and you going to still go. What's got to be in your mind? But these people will indoctrinate you. They will indoctrinate you and let people sit down and won't think and see what the book say. So I'm good for today. Lord willing, I'll try to be coming back with some more. Come still wait on me some more information come back that I continue to rip y'all down. True, dirty. Come help me out. Help me out. Come on, listen. Help me out. Put your hand up. Put your hand out there. True dirt is coming down, coming down, coming down. True dirt is coming down, straight to hell.
That's right.
Y'all better